Greetings, everyone. Thank you for being here. I am AuroRa. I am the founder of A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing, past life regression, as well as raw Reiki healing. And I am the author to Galactic Soul History of the Universe right here. And you can buy this on Amazon, both in ebook and paperback. It will change your world. It will activate your soul and your remembrance and your heart. And it's a beautiful 740 pages worth of galactic history that will transform your life and all that you are. It is such an honor to be here. You can find more information about me under risingphoenixaurora.com, as well as through Patreon. You can support these videos and all that we do for only $4 a month. And you're going to want to sign up for that sometime this month, for we will be previewing 3 very important chapters that could not wait to be published until months from now. So they will be publishing this month at some point. So if you sign up for $4 on the Patreon, you can actually get those very important chapters that are here to assist the collective and shift consciousness. Those 3 chapters, you'll get that by being a Patreon member. Yippee blue. Yeah, that's right. Thank you for being here. I love you all with all that I am. I am excited and honored to be here channeling the Blue Avians. We started speaking about them, I realized 2 years ago through, they spoke a little bit of a message 2 years ago. We added the link there, though, if you wanted to watch it, through Archangel Archangel, I always confuse them, Raziel, who is also basically one of his expressions in creation is Thoth, which is a blue avian form. Now, I am just so honored because I know how beautiful and how beautiful they are and how special they are to creation, though of course they don't view themselves like that. They're so humbled, but they are very beautiful and special. One more thing before we get started, join us at online workshop, which begins July 12. Sign up now. You got a month to sign up so that you can learn A.U.R.A hypnosis as well as raw Reiki, which I'm going to share briefly with you why it is that you want to sign up. And then also join us in Chicago live. We're going to have a retreat in a beautiful home full of nature. That is August 9th. Yeah, August 9th, 5 days training for both of those. Love to see you there. So you can learn how to remove the inverted within yourself, your loved ones, and to learn how to bring that organic crystalline that you read. If you read the book, then you know what we're talking about. And or have had a session, or you know have seen the testimonials, welcome. If there's any new subscribers, we love you. And thank you everyone who is in chat. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you for being here. Love to the earth. You can feel the beauties that are about to be channeled through and spoken through. One more thing I wanted to share with you guys, since this is a channeling, but typically we will share information through galactic updates like this, but wanted to share something with you that I've been holding back. For the last couple of months, we've actually, I don't like to share things like this just because I don't feel, never want to put anything above anything. So, but we know how to remove the vaccine. We've seen it and done it through different clients already. So I wanted to just kind of announce that, I guess, officially, publicly. And I will share with you a really important story. I had a practitioner that came to me that was a listener like you all, and she signed up for A.U.R.A hypnosis. She actually signed up for like a 6-month mentorship for A.U.R.A hypnosis and raw Reiki, and then the Isis Priestess course, all of it. And I don't remember if she did Akashic, but I think she's going to. So she was concerned, and I think this is really important for you all who are among these families who have had we'll call it who have had the V, called the jab, who've had the jab. And it's concerning to you all because you have, you might have people in your family that you have to deal with them, perhaps living in your home or outside, or meet them, right? So this mother had come to me, and she learned aura hypnosis, and she also very rapidly, she moved very, very fast. She also basically learned how to do the technique on how to remove the vaccine. The reason why she learned that is because actually her husband was, even though she was a spiritually awakened, and he was partially awakened, but he was still programmed by the system, thinking that he needed the jab. When he had already actually received one jab and was, compromised, just like the people who are compromised. She could not talk him into not getting, and he thought he was doing the right thing by getting the second jab. He was about to actually get the second one now, and she was, you're, as a mother, as a wife, or even as a spouse, period, it's a concern, to have that person in your life, and then they're your soulmate or they're twin flame, and then you have, they had a child. How do you constantly shield and transmute this, right? So she learned the technique, and then good news is she thought that he wasn't going to listen. Turns out I received a message from her that she started practicing all the technique on him, and then had him, watch a video that was important, that we gave him a message about, why not to get the jab. And when he did that, guess what, you all? He changed his mind. So completely changed the timeline from being inverted, where, she was potentially going to, in the future, if they continued on that timeline, break up in some form, because this person, as we've said, no longer has a soul tied to the body. There's no soul in there, so you have to live with them like that. So I didn't want to say that we are doing this, and we are, just because of her example and how she was able to change her husband. She really, her experience of her family really changed my mind, and it brought me to tears to see that someone that was so like in their ego, in their mind, thinking that they were doing the right thing, saving lives to get one, changed his mind completely and is no longer getting the second one. And now, they're clearing it from his body, if not already. So just wanted to share that. So if you feel that, we also teach how to actually, if you're out in the public, there's a specific technique on how to eradicate and transmute out the spike protein, but it's really just AI from you when you're, around interacting. So just think about that, because we are teaching this at the workshop in July, and then in August live here in Chicago. So love to see you all there. All right, let's get started. Thank you for letting me share that. I think we all need to hear stories like that, how we can transform something that seems so hopeless, that there's absolutely no way, because that's where they were at. There was no way that she was going to change his mind, to then change to seeing actually the complete shift in consciousness. And, that's what we're here. We're here for one another and understanding that. If you're new to our channel, you can check out our testimonials, our video testimonials, and people's transformations, okay? Or read the book. Thank you all. What a beauty. Okay, let's begin. You could run it in like 5 or 10 minutes past, because I know I explained that, so that took time from the channeling. Okay. All right, here we go. Another beautiful day, you all. Another beautiful day. Greetings. It is such an honor to be here with you in the most beautiful gratitude and humbleness we are for you and your attendance today and your future attendance. Thank you for allowing for us to deliver these very important messages for humanity and creation, for we are the messengers of Source. I am speaking for the Blue Avian race. My name is hard to say in your language. We shall try, but it shall not be how it truly is, for the vocal tones within a human body are not expressive to the name. A.U.R.A. 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 Thank you. I am the very image that you see upon the photo that we had AuroRa place. We are a collective of both divine feminine and divine masculine humanoid bird beings. It is the greatest honor to be able to speak to you in this time and space. Please know that we send you the most beautiful joy and infinite freedom and love to you, a wave of love that is surrounding Earth now for the joy that we feel for you and the beauties and the strength that you are. We shall begin in the beginning origins of how it was that we birthed throughout time and space. Our mother, the Phoenix, shall explain first, and then we shall continue to speak. We shall allow Mother Phoenix now to join us. Greetings. Thank you for being here. I am the Phoenix of creation. Though I am not in one place, I am the collective embodiment of creation. The reason why I speak today is because birds, Blue Avians, they were the first, one of the first races that we began to create in our universe of the Phoenix. As we explained through prior channelings, through the Divine Mother's channeling of the story of creation, she explained how this universe is a phoenix because of its infinite potentials of endings into rebirth, for there is never quite an ending. There's always just a rebirth. Wherever there is endings, there is always an infinite rebirth. Now, at the beginning, when we sprung forth from your understanding of galactic construct, from the part of your universe, we began to create, at the beginning of time and space, 12 galactic constructs. These 12 galactic constructs had a specific constellation, each one of them, which in time and space we shall continue to communicate through our beautiful sisters AuroRa's transmissions, on which were some of the original 12 galactic constructs that we created. It all began with one after Sirius, the birthing point, the bridging out of creation itself into the lower dimensions as you are in, originally the 5th to the 13th dimension and higher, which is our school, the universe's school. Need water. Very first constellation that we created was Lyra. Lyran beings of different types of, beginning from feline Lyrans as well as Blue Avians. There are the beginning races of the angelics that are the elders of creation. Now, wanted to explain the reason why the Blue Avians look like birds are because they are a direct creation of the phoenix eye. The very phoenix that you see in your folklore. I am a bird inflamed with the infinity of all colors and crystals of creation. All of them exist within me, for I am the universe. So this is the representation that you understand when you connect and see and understand the benevolence of the Blue Avian race. We created them with much infinite beauty. They are our messengers, the messengers of the heavens and the skies and the cosmos. And I shall now allow beautiful sister to speak once more. Thank you, Mother. What a beauty she is. What a beauty we all are. Now, going into what we represent, we explained all that we are going to explain in the most humbleness, knowing and understanding that we are typically a race that is observers, watchers, and quiet in many forms, are not interested in any fame, these formations of your earth. We are a purity of the bird humanoid alien race. We have been here, as Mother explained, from the beginning of creation. And we were one of the races that was able to evade the archonic plague that entered the universe and other universes. We were able to fly away from it. Best explain. There are reasons why we were able to. Though there were a few that were plagued by this at the beginning times of this virus entryway, however, the majority of us were able to remain and to manage to stay in our hearts, to not be compromised and poisoned, as the majority in that time and space of alien races were being compromised by force or sometimes by choice of mind. Now, one of the reasons that we were able to evade it is because of this ability of us being messengers of Source, delivering messages, just as you've seen through the memory field of your movies, how perhaps a bird delivers a message and they know in olden times before you had your technologies how to go to that specific location and deliver that message, or an owl delivering messages. This is accurate in the divine sequence of who we are. We bring messages from the heavens. For as it is above, so it is below. We bring these messages down to you in all forms. As you see us directly physically, the representation of us are the birds that you see flying and soaring through the skies. And just as you see them through all colors, shapes, and attributes, we have also an infinity within our race of the Blue Avians of different formations as well, energetic formations, for we do not have physical bodies. You can only connect to us through energetic harmonics, communication. We are, in an energetic point of view, though, we can show and you can see us as we can shift in and out of consciousness, being those messengers of source. We have our very bodies are teleportation portals that teleport in and out of times and spaces throughout the entire universe. We are masters of dimensions, and we can lower and raise our vibrations down enough to communicate to the lower dimensions as you are in, and then high enough where we can time travel, as you call it, through time and space. We are that. We have our energy bodies connect to infinite caves that are individually ours that none can connect to, where we hold messages within us. If you could imagine like a organic portal within our wings, we have messages kept in safety in our wings. And wherever it is that we travel to deliver these messages, then we retrieve these messages from within that space. We were the messengers when we could to deliver the messages that whispered in the stars that there was an infringement occurring by the Archons. We were that very song, just like as you hear the song of the birds, all types of songs and bird sounds that the birds make. That very sound is similar to our transmission of frequency. It is a tone, a communication. We do not speak like words like your collective. We speak through song and tones like a bird. And just as you hear a bird sing a song, and that is how we deliver these messages, and as they go through in a vibratory sound wave reaching all parts of the universe that is ready to hear, that is the matching frequency of the message, shall hear these messages. Just as if you were perhaps in a rainforest and seems like an infinity of birds that are chirping and singing away their call of their song. That is what we represent. And we are the communications that assist the universe in all forms, that keeps thrive ongoing, the thrive of hope, the thrive of joy, the thrive of knowing that we shall ascend, for we are these messengers of that. And we know that it has already happened within time and space as we traveled back and forth through these times and spaces of dimensions. That is who we are. We represent the freedom that you see in the air and the skies, and how the air is never still. It is always ever moving motion. We are that. We are the wings that you have as well. For everyone has one form of wings, in whichever form that is. We are the reminder in how you are this free-willed, sovereign expression. When you see our seedling of birds flying through the skies and sitting on trees and gliding and interacting with one another, We are that expression of freedom, reminding you that you have this freedom as sovereign beings. And so too can you spread those wings. Though you are in this three-dimensional physical realm, know that you are not limited to it. And so too can you spread your wings energetically and soar through the skies with us. Connect to the birds. You can see through our eyes the birds that are, again, they're bridges of us. And listen to their messages, their voices, their songs. For each bird that you hear is there for a reason for you, and is it delivering a message for you. If you so tune yourself out from the distractions of the third dimensional world, and you understand that yes, you can hear the birds, for all life forms can talk to one another, whether they are an animal life form or a human life form, all can communicate to one another through tones and frequencies. There are music notes that deliver. Their messages are like music notes that deliver. Codings. They are channel. They channel codings. Codings. Aura holds a singing crystal. You listen to it. See how it echoes out? We are music itself. We are that representation. Just like music echoes out into all the spaces that surround it, so do our messages when delivered through the birds. Know, though, that we are here in energetic essence right beside you. We are, once more, one of the races that was not wiped out or compromised. Therefore, there are a plentiful of us, and you can see that by the birds in your skies. Isn't there a plentiful quantity of birds? That is us. We are all colors and sizes and all. And we each bring different messages, sacred memory field. We are the guardians of the memory field and the messages of creation, which is why we began to speak through AuroRa 2 years ago through Thoth, as there is false infringement information on Thoth. Our brother Thoth, who is part of Ra, who we are Ra as well. Within the universe, we are all Ra. There is no elite and there is no hierarchy. Ra is a beginning name of your sun, of our sun, and our galactic constructs. And the sun, Ra, is a star, the original star. Ra, were the beginning of yours and our memory field sprung out from. Therefore, we are all Ra. Any infringing information you hear about Ra, that is the Archons. That is negative polarized entities trying to taint Ra, for they know the sun itself is Ra. Father, mother, son. Therefore, we are Ra as well. Now, speaking of the sacred knowledge that we carry, we bring forth memory field to you. When we do that, you activate your heart, and you activate and you begin to organically integrate organic memory fields of your true blueprints, soul blueprints. That is what we do. When you are ready, you can speak to the Blue Avian race, and there is an infinity of us to help you regain your memories. For so long as they keep you clouded and forgotten of who you are, the easier it is for them to falsify information of who they try to make you become. You are a beautiful brethren of creation, and we are in the greatest, most infinite joy and ecstatic to be able to share this with you. Remove any false memory field on Thoth, because the reason is because he is in many forms our teacher, the beginning of the first of the Blue Avians. So there, and who carried this sacred Akashic knowledge of every soul. He is a collective of this Akashic memory field. Therefore, if you believe that Thoth, this blue avian that you see hieroglyphic imprinted on in Egypt, if you believe that this collective memory field of the organic Akashic of creation of our universe is inverted, then you feed the black magic that they're trying to feed you to believe, to keep the Akashic in a black magic dark oppression. This is why we tell you this importance of our brother in Thoth, for he is the most benevolent being of the highest vibration that is beyond this beyond the 13, beyond the 40th dimension, beyond. He is limitless as far as dimensions. And we speak of him because you know him as a him. However, it is a collective energy of the Blue Avians working together. When you speak of Thoth or any of us, we are a collective chalice of harnessing this memory field, learning how to remove false programming of Archon downloads. Because once more, once you learn this, then you start removing that black magic that they have tried to insert into everyone's Akashic. Because once they make everyone believe that the Blue Avians are negative or Thoth is negative, then that plague goes into the Akashic, because they're the overseers, they're they're the guardians. We are the guardians of them, of the Akashic. And that feeds into the collective, and it maintains the Akashic, the true organic blueprint Akashic of everyone and this universe, in a plague of negative polarization, in a plague of feeding, because your thoughts are powerful. Your thoughts are powerful. Your thoughts are powerful. And these thoughts, they've been using them against you and us as weapons. Thank you. You may proceed and open it up for questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, beautiful Blue Avian brothers and sisters. We're so grateful to have the Phoenix Mother speak today and channel our infinite love and gratitude to her, as well as all of her creations and the Blue Avians. Thank you for being here. We'd like to begin with a question for our Phoenix Mother, as well as the Blue Avian, if you can channel together. Welcome, sister. How can we use the Phoenix's phenomenon of rise from the ashes in context to today's times, with all that is happening within our collective? Thank you.
Thank you for this question. The Blue Avian has a message for you. What they would like to deliver. This is one of the coding messages that they're carrying everywhere, as you hear the whispers of hope and abundant removal of infringement and shackles, as you feel your very wings expand, and you feel yourself be free as this bird that flies and soars through the skies. For you to have that ability as an eagle to fly above a storm and to observe it without being part of it. You do. Everyone does. for you are the children of this universe. Therefore, you carry this as well. The message that we bring is that change is in place. Times are changing. They know in many forms that if they continue their false play, the more they're going to awaken. More and more, creating the warriors of light. For they themselves, by their false agendas and false masks, and this is Mother Phoenix speaking, they themselves have given the firepower to the universe to alchemize the warriors of light that you are. For they did not realize that the Phoenix universe can alchemize anything, anything, anything. Yes, we can. Feel this fire within you, because it is the very fire that gave you birth once in time and space. This fire will continue to ripple throughout the universe and answer to anyone's call, so that you too can alchemize the negativity that tries to harm or penetrate without overstepping boundaries of the sacred universe. Understand that you are infinite, as we explained the cycle of the Phoenix. You are infinite, the very representation of this universe. Use this in every day that you walk and fly through the skies or walk on the ground. Use it or swim in the waters. Use it. Know that you are unpenetrable and you are invincible. Now, of course, we don't say this as you go do something that is reckless. We say this in an energetic point of view. Know it, feel it, believe it, see it, sense it, walk it, be it. Just begin, and it shall be. Live your life in all forms of this. In life, you shall begin to learn how to sing to life and dance to its beats. You shall learn. All infringement and all inverted shall come to an end at some point in time. All of it. It is not a matching vibration to both our universe and your earth. And it is as plucking ticks out of dogs, perhaps. And the more we pluck those ticks out and we alchemize them to love light, the more that we raise in unity consciousness, true organic unity consciousness of our universe. You may continue.
Thank you. Thank you infinitely for sharing that. Within our creation, if and when it happens that a planet or race gets attacked or hijacked by the Archons, as we've seen in various sessions and in our dream time as well, is that planet and are those beings restored once more, or do they go on to live other lives within creation? Thank you.
Thank you for that question. There is many different aspects and situations that occur. We have given you the glimpses of how compromised our universe was in a time and space through the Galactic Soul History of the Universe, Book 1. Now, the more that and we shall continue to give this sacred knowledge as we share more series in the future. Now, as we are going through, there's many different possibilities. There are races, I'll give you several examples. There are races that we completely isolated. No, what is the word? in English? Barricaded, contained, energetically contained when Archons came in and they completely became compromised and became the very divine, higher vibrational entities that in this example this race was. Now this race, the way to stop that plague to continue to go through the other planes of existence that this race was in, we had to contain it in sacred alchemy. So it is, you can say, locked in time and space away. Now there are many different civilizations in galactic histories of the universe that are in a quarantine containment so that that virus of the archonic virus cannot continue to spread. Then there are also races that were able to alchemize when an attack happened to them. They were able to alchemize like a phoenix, as an example. They were all able to alchemize from, in this example, they're in the preview that is to come for book 2 that Aurora spoke of at the beginning. There is a race that when it was being attacked, it went from this water aliens, like water entities, that then transformed into, as the attack happened, they transformed and shifted. We're not going to give away too much, but they transform into something else, something beautiful. And they were able to retain that planet because they did so. By doing this, they protected themselves. Then there are planetary spheres that strongly work with dragons, like the Arcturians that spoke last. We channeled the Arcturians. We channeled the Syrians. Don't believe we channeled recently the Arcturians, but we have in the past. Now, so the Arcturians will allow for when they channel to explain that, but they work with celestial dragons. Celestial dragons are the very name that it means. They're celestial, they're the universe. So there were races that were able to, on time, harness and call forth for celestial dragons that then shielded them from this virus, AI virus, Archon. We have there are many different examples. However, in that time when the Archons came in, there was great confusion because whoever was in their planetary spheres had to figure out, talking to Source and whoever they benevolently spoke to, the elders, they had to talk to their team of stars and see what was that they were able to do. Some races were able to save their races by finding specific crystals, like crystals that have sound frequency, crystals that carry certain flames. The crystals themselves became the force fields. Some were, need water. Some were able to use their elements around them to do that. But some, even though they use the elements of force fields, they bypass organic laws. And the way they did that is they compromised the organic races and they use organic matter, fused it with artificial intelligence. And by that little glimpse of the organic, for example, we're able to pierce through force fields, as you saw in Slave of Corruption, chapter one of the chapters in the book, and also it's on YouTube. They were able to, was it that one? So much memory field in this consciousness. We believe it was that one, that they were able to penetrate and break the barrier, which was unheard of force field. And the way they did is by fusing organic with artificial, which, as you've seen, this is exactly what they're trying to do. What in this time of space, fuse artificial into organic life forms through the what. That this is their trick, their bypassing of sacred laws. Now, we're not sure if we answered your question as we just finished. We just spoke. Did we answer your question? We're gone very
Yes.
deeply here.
Yes, you did, with
Okay.
many examples of how it was done. Thank you.
you.
Can you expand on explaining our energetic shift on Earth, specifically the connection of the sun, and how is the sun changing? It seems to our perception that the sun is changing. Can you explain that to us, please? Thank you.
We're going very deep. The first part of your question we lost. Please
Yes.
repeat.
Sure. Can you expand on explaining our energetic shift on Earth, specifically to do with the sun? And is the sun really changing, as is our perception? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It is absolutely changing. It is building in light. Just as Earth builds in light, so does the source light within the sun build upon. Even though they have their fake, man-made, machine-made layer of cloud, false cloud, it's like a blanket of false cloud filter over the sun, you still notice that even though they have that, the sun is piercing through. The sun is alchemizing that false blanket of false clouds. So you yourself, as the alchemist you are, help the sun, help the skies within you. When you see that the false cloud blanket in front of the sun, imagine it evaporating it. It's that simple. Without harming none, anytime you, as we teach, create and alchemize something, stay without harming none, and therefore it shall be at its purest formation. Alchemize those clouds. For the coding that exists within the sun right now is at the most important of our most pivotal time. And the sun is actually the greatest firepower that is awakening humanity in this time and space. This coding is going into the skin of every human and animal that it touches upon. This light codes of source light, of soul activating sovereignty, all the beauties that you can think of, all of them are coming in as code, as music tones that are coming into the skin, soaking in and transmuting and healing the very essence of everything within the human body, the cellular membranes, the bones, the skin, the organs, the blood, the hair, all of it. You should all envision yourself like walking suns, for that is who you are. You are the birthers. You are the creations of the birthing of the sun. The stars. Source itself is a collective infinite star, sun. It is healing and activating the earth. We bring messages, Blue Avians, we bring messages from the universe. It is time. Times are coming now. You shall feel more of lightness in your collective. You shall feel, we deliver these messages. Change is coming. Change is coming. And even when it seems like they are dormant, you will always be in full alert. Change is coming. It shall be, so it is. With infinite love, we give you this communication. Continue to speak. Continue always. Never letting your guard down. Shields up always. though walking the path of both infinite love and dance and joy, and also walking the path of full alertness. Thank you. You may continue with your question.
Thank you. We really felt that wave. Thank you. Following up on our channeling of Brother Thoth, Archangel Raziel, we love him infinitely, and we thank him for aiding us so beautifully in the Akashic readings. Can you tell us a little more about the Sphinx? What does it represent and hold within itself apart from the Hall of Records? Thank you.
Yeah, so it holds the Akashic Hall of Records. And it represents the beauty of creation. Where you saw within this Sphinx is a humanoid, right? It's an animal and a human fusion. In this most organic formation, all the races in creation tend to be, once they spring out and they incarnate in different parts of the universe, are a humanoid of something. A humanoid of insects, a humanoid of animals, a humanoid of crystals, a humanoid of flames, a humanoid of energy, on and on. Everything, it tends to be in the shape of a humanoid. Now, because it's the easiest function, right? Your legs to walk, your hands to touch and heal, your legs to run when it needs to feel the freedom of the wind. Therefore, apologies, we forgot your question.
Thank you. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Sphinx and what does it represent and hold, apart from the Hall of Records?
Okay. Yes, thank you. So that's what the Sphinx represents, this humanoid infinity formations throughout the universe, and how all Akashic information is a birthing point from that time, and it is shielded by sacred force fields that were once infringed and taken over. Now it is shielded, as the many light warriors that have assisted through dream time, through energetic, through meditation, through visiting these locations, now have anchored in back the organic blueprint. Because when the two-third world split began in 12/21/21, so too came alive this Akashic, infinite Akashic of transportation through the Sphinx portal. It's a portal. This portal is now positive, and it is heavily guarded. We are able to share this now because it is safe to share, because of the online coming of the organic blueprint of Earth and the organic blueprint of the moon, organic blueprint of everything that has activated the 12/21/21. No, I'm sorry, 12/21/2020. We might have given you a bit of a glimpse of 12/21/21 to come. Did you all know that 12/21/21 is the same exact, adding up the numbers to 12/21/2012, when Earth's people started waking up? Did you know that? It's the same numerology. What does that add up to? Number 11. New beginnings, rebirth, ascension, shifting of consciousness. The number 111 represents the literal, that there is never an ending. There's always just a rebirth. So something you can prepare for that fundamental date that will be. For it is a mirror of 12/21/2012. 12/21/2021 is the mirror. Very important. Now, it is important that you know too, as we give these portal dates and these different dates that the Archons already know about, that they are joining together in those portal dates and trying to invert what we're trying to awaken within ourselves and the collective. They join together in black magic rituals and black magic let's call them black magic rituals, and try to feed the inversion to stop the portal activations. But know that is not allowed and no longer for all of you are learning these portal dates and the numbers and the representation to numbers, because numbers are codings, is a language that we're able to communicate to you as a collective as well. You may proceed with your questions.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Is the 5D Earth a real planet, or is it a simulation just like 3D Earth? Thank you.
Thank you. What a loaded question. Let's see how we can answer that. There is a great beauty to this because it is an organic, it is an organic technology of crystals. And it is an organic unity of consciousness. So when future Earth, once you step into future Earth 5D, new Earth, when you enter through these force fields, how do we answer this? What we can tell you that it is organic, and then no longer will be a simulation where you are that the Archons will be able to plague any longer for when Ascension comes forth, as we have spoken many, many times before, how the solar wave will come forth and it will bring forth Ascension, right? The solar flame, the solar sun, and all the universe's sun truly suns connecting to one another for that time and space. When it finally physically happens, all suns in our entire universe will connect in a gridding that will blast out the inverted. That's the plan. That's the organic understanding. So we love these questions that you're giving us about the sun, and all these pieces are coming together to help you explain. So it will push out, transmute, and eradicate this inversion of artificial and archons. What is inorganic to our universe will be removed and eradicated. However, we have a lot of work to do because a lot of people, not just on Earth or other Earths of this universe, that is again parallel, there's no one way of anything, are compromised by technologies or entities and these different things in them. Therefore, we need to start alchemizing these inversions within us and become pure embodied force avatars to be able to be prepared for that wave when it comes in the future, so that you can flow with that wave instead and ascend out with that wave instead of becoming part of that AI that's going to go. The AI that's going to go, but of course, there's also help to those souls that still have the AI in them that never removed them. They're going to be, say, quarantined in a healing space in a positive, benevolent way, not in a negative, and then helped healed, and they would have to go through a transformation in this space where there is galactic teams and angelics waiting to have they're working on, they've already set in time and space, they've already set it up. So going into back to your question, we explained a lot. What was your question?
Yes, thank you. Is the 5D Earth a real planet or a simulation like 3D Earth?
So definitely is a real planet. It's just going to, it's different. It's different because here in this planet, see, we talk about this through the matrix presentation that AuroRa delivers, and then we also talk about it in the last chapter about the matrix pods and galactic soul history of the universe. So when you go into the Earth, you have to enter a simulation. You're agreeing to this because that's how it's inverted, right? But when the future Earth, it's not going to be something that is entrapping or compromising. It's going to be something that your consciousness comes into and picks your avatar form in an organic form, not in a negative polarized stuck form. And because remember, since every planetary sphere is a different frequency and race, every planet has a different race, and they are made up with different genetic elemental mm, universal makeup. What one maybe race will breathe, the other, maybe the other race will actually expel that out, or or what one might it could be what one might exhale out, expand out, another might be that might be poison to them, maybe they can't breathe that. So between harmonic disharmony, we have to ensure that if we are to keep all these races into one planet, it has to be a slightly different than an incarnation like on Earth. No, a slightly different incarnation like on the other planets. It would have it's a crystalline diagram, a crystalline technology. We don't like the word technology, but it's a crystalline infinite field where a unity of infinity of races are able to commune amongst each other without having harmonic disharmony harmonically of one being this way, or how we explain in the book, what one race might eat the grass to replenish its light, and then the other race might lay on the grass to replenish its light. So it's a beautiful harmonic understanding where you're able still to keep your individual memory field, your individual personality, consciousness, but you're able to just with your heart and consciousness mold and create your realities in this fifth dimension, but yet still be together interacting with all the races of the universe. We hope we explain that as best as possible.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. And all the visions that you're sharing with us today are very liberating, and we would love to meditate on them and manifest them for ourselves. Thank you. What are the qualities of the Blue Avian star seeds that they carry here on Earth? Thank you.
Thank you. They are, we tend to be shy in nature, but full of joy. We tend to be very, what is the word? Uh, Influencers of others in a joy. Like we influence others for joy. We influence others that all is possible. We are all these beautiful, benevolent messages, as we said. So we embody that. So if there are people who are incarnates of Blue Avians, which there are many, then they're going to carry this like a muse, like this muse energy that whoever's around them is all of a sudden going to be inspired and get the message like, oh my goodness, I never thought about that. That is a genius plan, a genius idea. I'm going to go do that. That's like the type of energy we carry where all is possible. And we also like to be very free, of course, as we love to fly in the skies. We 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 are the representation of this freedom of creation and sovereignty. Mm. But just like we explained, there's many different races of Blue Avians, so are there different races of personalities within the Blue Avians. You may continue with your question. This will be the last question, please.
Thank you. We had one question about the crystals that we can use to communicate with the Blue Avians, and then we also have one final question for the Galactics, if it is okay.
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you. Okay. The crystals, please. What crystals can we use to connect with the Blue Avian races? Thank you.
Singing crystals are very beautiful, as AuroRa was showing you. They tend to be from Brazilian amethyst or Brazilian quartz. So you find a person that can, access those for you. Crystals are let's see, Um, so those are very beautiful because of the song. Remember how we explained the song and how we're the song itself through the singing of the birds and the frequency. So therefore, there are, if you were to tap like something like metal gently to a crystal, you will hear it sing. Some of these, and let's see, we have other crystals. Any blue crystals, the reason why we're called Blue Avians is because the very fabric of creation is a beautiful plasmic blue. So since we're one of the beginning races of creation, we are called these blue race that travels throughout the fabric of creation, delivering messages. We travel through that very plasmic quantum world. Let's see. Therefore, yes, any blue crystals, that would be tanzanite, lapis, aquamarine. Look up blue crystals that you can find. There's many, many beautiful ones. Now, sapphire. Okay, singing crystals and blue crystals. However, the truth is that you can connect to us through any crystal, really, um, because all crystals connect you to. There are crystals are crystals. Oh my goodness, we crystals. That's a lot to talk about. Crystals. Oh, okay. Yes, crystals are the key component to Earth and its people's awakening. Now, in this time and space, crystals are ready to come out. Of course, they prefer a more gentle way, as not being dynamited out of their space. The crystals that are meant to be safe shall maintain safe, and the humans will not be able to find them. But the rest of the crystals are ready to come and meet their partners, because at this point we're at the end game, right? We're at the end game. Crystals are ready. They're ready to do their part to come out of their caves and their lands to come in unity with their partners, their companions, the humans. The more the crystals, the better. For each crystal contains a different message, like we explained, a different frequency, a different activation. So there are pieces of the universe that you were literally connect to and activate within yourself. Understand the beauty and the power of crystals. Now, with that, we explain you have to be cautious, because if you buy crystals from someone else that has had them, as they call it, a private collector that has had these crystals, they're obviously going to carry negative energy within them. Some can even carry negative alien entities if this person is perhaps not too clear in vessel. So, therefore, the best is to get. You can clear these, but it's a process. It will be an alchemy process to clear that prior owner's energy from it. We could talk about this for a long time, and the channel is getting tired. So just understand that crystals are the key to awakening humanity and shifting consciousness. They carry all elements of the universe, all of them, in each crystal. They are the representations and pieces of the universe itself. Therefore, you can access the universe through the crystal platforms, crystal plates in your earth, in our earth. Thank you. You may conclude.
Thank you. And for the final question, I do understand AuroRa's knowledge on the crystals is really vast. So there's a lot you were dipping into. Is it possible for our galactics to transmute away the fallouts and the spread of the jab that people have taken and stop it from spreading? Thank you.
Yes, it is possible, for all is healable, right? All is redeemable, all is healable, all is transmutable, all is transformational. all of it. Because again, we're in that universe that all of this is possible. This very beautiful, loved, cherished universe. Absolutely it is. Now with that though, you would need sacred alchemies that are specific for transmuting this AI. You would need force fields, not only on the person that's trying to help the person, because that person needs force fields around them because they can become a target to whoever they're trying to assist. It is a complex but yet simple method of assisting you, call on the angelics that are multidimensional, that are not limited to the 13 dimensions. They're actually infinite to all dimensions in time and space. The archangels, they retrieve the soul, they eradicate the artificial, they do all this, but the person has to be in some form consenting, and you have to enter them into a theta brainwave of some kind of hypnosis, because at that point they're in the quantum world. They're in. And at that point, yes, absolutely it is. Yes, it is. All is healable. But it's a process. All black magic bindings have to be, the soul needs to be retrieved. All black magic bindings need to be eradicated. There is work to be done, but it is doable. Absolutely. Thank you for this time and space. It has been a great joy. We speak now as Mother Phoenix and as the Blue Avians. What an honor and a joy it is to have been here. May you feel our wings soar through the sky and know that with every bird, that is a Blue Avian, for there are many, infinite of us. And may you feel our Mother's Phoenix energy throughout all parts of your creation and all your realities of this expression on this 3D world. Feel her through all that you do. We love you with all that we are. I love you, honor you, and respect you. Blessings. Adonai. My goodness. The world is so different. When I had my eyes closed, I can actually see the whole world through my third eye, and it was all colors to them. The Blue Avians, it was all colors. Everything was color. I just open my eyes and I see how blah it is in comparison to what they see. Oh, it looks like, you know what they see, like kind of like if you were to infrared, like energy, like infrared and colors. That's the way they see everything. So then they can pick up a person's frequency by the colors that they are, like infrared. And then like even like their brains, like the person's brains, they, how when you put a brain in under infrared, like lens, you can see like the motion and the colors in the brain of a human. That's how they see us all. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here. What an honor. What an honor. Oh, my goodness. Oof, I need to go get something to eat. It has been such an honor to be here with you. I love you with all that I am. May you hope that you enjoyed this channeling, for it was created with infinite love. And yes, like the eagle. Does the eagle see that? Yeah. Must, right? The eagle must see like that in infrared. I didn't know that. That's amazing. Somebody put that in chat. So buy our book, Galactic Soul History of the Universe. The majority of you who are here have pretty much bought it or are reading it or have already read it. And then you know how it will shift your consciousness and the collective itself. I was talking to a beautiful person this morning who read it already, and she bought it and was giving it to her friends. It's like, read it, read it, read it. Because she knows what it did to her, and how when something this beautiful does for us, how can we not gift it to others and give them that gift of as well of ascension and a shifting of consciousness and sovereignty. That is beauty. Love to see you once more at a retreat workshop again online, July 12th and then live in person with me. Come join me August 9. Thank you. I love you with all that I am. Honor you and respect you. Thank you, Minnie, for doing such a beautiful job with your questions. And thank you, everyone who joined us in chat. We love you, love you, love you. See you next time. See you next Friday. Bye, loves.